Hey, it's Cliff, and in this video, I am going to talk about the XRPL AMM amendment. Seemed like last week everybody was all for this amendment. We were gonna start investing in these liquidity pools and we're gonna earn passive income. We're gonna generate some money to get us some cash. And now there's some drama and some of the validators pulled out. So I'm gonna talk about the issues with that. But first, let me give you your daily dose of you should invest because these people don't care about you.
Here's what Jay Powell just said on February 4th. He said, he was asked the question, inflation is one thing, prices are another, and I wonder if there's any reason to believe that people will see the prices of things decline. And here's what Chairman Powell said. So the prices of some things will decline, others will go up, but we don't expect to see a decline in the overall price level. That doesn't tend to happen in economies, except in very negative circumstances. He's talking about a recession. It'll take a recession to get these prices down.
Well, we don't have to get the prices down because wages are going up, and a metric that is worth knowing is that the median American house worker
but let me stop you because I'm going to get cut off. You don't think we need to get these prices down? You think it's okay that bacon's up 20% under President Biden? Chicken's up 23.5%. Coffee's up 30%. Gas is up 44%. New cars and trucks are up 20% because people can't afford that's used cars because people can't afford a new car. They're up 24% under Bidenomics. You don't think we need to get these prices?
Wages are also up, and wages are up.
They're not up 24%. They're not up 27%. They're not up 23%. They're not up 31%.
I'm sorry, but what is...
People are really getting good at barely getting by because of Bidenomics.
Look, American households have many pressures on their budgets, and President Biden is devoted to doing what we can as an administration, whether it's health care costs, insulin copays, energy costs, to getting these prices down and to helping American households afford a decent middle-class life. But what is true is that the median worker in the United States, if you compare today with 2019, can buy the same basket of goods with $1,400 left over to save or spend. So Americans, on average, are better off in spite of the fact that the level of prices is higher.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy.
Good try, Madam.
Senator Menendez, New Jersey is recognized.
He said, good try. Are wages actually going up enough to meet inflation? Comment down below. I think I already know the answer. So just getting into this, 2 days ago, Sologenic posted this article on Medium, and it says the AMM 101, asset liquidity with Sologenic. And I know a lot of people were looking forward to this. They really want to earn passive income on their Sologenic. People were fired up all around Twitter or X, and people were just ready to go. Give me my money. So people that don't know what these AMMs are, it kind of spells it out here. It says participants known as liquidity providers supply these pools with assets contributing to the market's depth and fluidity. In return, they earn a fraction of the transaction fees generated from trades executed against the liquidity they were provided. So essentially you are giving up some of your liquidity. Obviously you're a liquidity provider, and that is going to be balanced against another asset. So to kind of further explains it here, one key feature of AMMs is the use of pricing algorithms such as constant product formula X times Y equals K, which ensures that the product of the quantities of two assets in the pool remains constant. This formula adjusts prices based on trading activity, maintaining pool balances, and determining asset prices dynamically. This has several notable impacts. So this is how we make money, basically from the balancing of the two pools. But it goes on to talk about the benefits. It says one of the benefits is going to be accessibility, inclusivity. They really kind of hammer out that there's people that are maybe lower income, and this will kind of push them into some kind of investing, and they'll be able to earn money from that, right? Because a lot of people can't just go out and buy real estate. They couldn't get the loan, they don't have the money, that kind of thing. There's a lot of lower income people that still need to invest, as you just saw from that last video. People can't afford anything, but maybe they could scrape by and invest 10% of their budget and maybe get into some kind of position that they're actually earning some kind of money. But anyway, moving on. Number 2 is continuous liquidity. And this just kind of assures that there's going to be liquidity available 24/7 for constant trading. And because there is a high quantity of liquidity, that will in turn lead to point 3, that there is reduced slippage, which, as they state here, is just better pricing and efficiency for traders, right? There's going to be less cost that goes into it. So all of that's great, but what does it do for us, right? We're the investor. What benefits actually are coming to us? And as I scroll down, it states that it's going to have flexible investment options. So based off of how the liquidity pools are working, maybe you want a very risky investment, which is going to have a high return. You are more likely to accept that maybe you lose some money on the trade with impermanent loss or something like that. If that's something you could handle, you could go that route. That's your flexible investment option. Or maybe you want something more conservative. You're going to go with a stable coin, lower return, but you're okay with that because you want something that's a little bit more stable. Number 2, there's community-driven fee structures, which just means you have the voting power to gauge what trading fees are going to go into this. So number 3, there is innovative auction mechanisms designed to ensure fair profit distribution between liquidity providers. Number 4, consistent liquidity and cost effectiveness. The AMM supports a wide array of trading pairs. Just like I was saying, you get to kind of gauge the risk that you want, and quick swap pools, which just means you can easily swap between pools with the best rate. So maybe you're feeling a little bit risky and you want to be risky on Monday, and on Tuesday you want to swap out of the pool and be a little bit risk diverse. Or maybe there's a better rate in a different pool that you want to get into and swap some pairs out and get into that. The economics of things could change, so you want to be able to get the best return possible. And so Sologenic liked this so much that they already started putting it on their website. You can see I have the Solo Dex here. Talks about XLS 30. You can get notified when the AMM actually goes into effect. They started building out, including descriptions, what it is, trying to get people on board. They even come down here and they have a little chart to actually show you how this works in a very simple way. It's a little bit more complex than this, but just looking at it, you are the liquidity provider. You contribute to the assets, these are the pools, right? You come back, you are given an LP token for voting rights, and you get your passive revenue. Well, where's the revenue come from? It comes from the traders who are trading with the assets within the pool, who are paying the fees. The fees are your revenue that you're going to get back. And that's a very simple way of looking at it. It's much more complicated, but just a little small visual there to kind of see what's going on. As I go down here, it just kind of expands a little bit on the features, where it's showing that you can create an AMM instance. You're the user, you create the AMM instance. See, this is here, the 2 pools, the swap back and forth. They have Solo versus XRP. That's something you want to do. Users can add, deposit, remove, or withdrawal. Of course, you want that. You want people to be able to collect their money. And then there's trading swaps and community-driven fee structure. That's through your LP tokens that you get. And there's an auction mechanism, open order book system. That's all pretty straightforward on most exchanges, but adding this AMA feature to the XRPL is pretty big news coming forward. So I thought this was cool. Everybody was on board, it seemed like. And then I go over to XRP scan, swap over here, and I'm looking, and it was to a point earlier that the consensus was actually there when it came to voting to upgrade to this amendment. And I looked here, and now it's at 65%, which obviously means a bunch of these XRPL validators pulled out, and we are unable to get this amendment as of now. You need 80% to pass a amendment. It has to be holding 80% for 2 weeks to actually go into effect. And I'll paste a link to all of these articles down below, but maybe you want to check out and see, here's the naysayers. These are the people that are not on board. So what happened? Everybody was ready to start earning some passive income on these pools, and then these validators dropped out. So what happened? So I saw this article here, and it says Ripple faces major bug in AMM update, which, come on, you today, you know it's not Ripple, it's XRPL. How many times we gotta talk about this? But anyway, they still reported on the issue, and what it came down to, there is a bug in this amendment that was discovered. So this tweet came out from Ripple X that states that it discovered during extended integration testing an issue that might prohibit multiple AMM transactions from executing in the same ledger. As a result, it has proposed and is reviewing a fix. That issue arises in an edge case where the trading fee is less than 0.01%. Certain AMM transactions must wait for one ledger 3 to 5 seconds before being executed. It explains further that accessing specific default fields belonging to the AMM inner objects may prevent a transaction from succeeding in certain cases. So the only thing that happened was they found a flaw. There is a flaw going on, and that is what pulled out all these validators and say, hey, this is actually a bug. Let's not go through with this right now. And people, you know, they took their vote back. And so then David Schwartz comes out, and he is basically just trying to calm the community. He's saying, I understand that you want to focus on security. We also want to move in a direction we are expanding, and there should not be any friction going on between people. We want to work together. Everything is fine. We're going to work on these bugs, and then we're going to expand. Everything's okay. Let me play you a little bit of that here.
We're advocating for what we believe and what we're passionate about. And there is a tension. Like, I think I can speak for everybody at Ripple when I say we would like the XRP ledger to evolve as quickly as possible and to add as many features as quickly as possible. But we would also like everything to be as safe as possible. We don't want to take any risks, right? We don't want anything to break, and we don't want to do anything that doesn't work well. And there's a tension between those, and reasonable people are going to disagree on how to get that balance. We don't have any secret agenda about any particular amendment. We don't have some secret strategy in mind for these amendments other than that we think they'll add value, and we think they're good, and we think people will find them beneficial.
So you can see he's just trying to calm the crowd. Everything's fine. We're going to move forward in the right direction. Of course, people are going to have disagreements, right? But no biggie. We're still working on this, and we're going to move forward. So when it comes to AMM, that's where we're at with it. If you were looking to actually make a bunch of money, well, they're going to have to work on the bugs. Once the bugs are mitigated, I'm sure these validators will switch back. We're going to get to 80%, and it's going to hold for another 2 weeks to actually get the amendment confirmed, and then we can move forward from there. But there is one more thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to Corium. They posted this on their X page, and it's to establish your Web3 identity. And basically what it is, they found a web portal that you can actually put in a .core domain. So if you're looking to build on Web3, you should go and get your domain now before somebody takes it. It's pretty common for people to want to go out there and steal these domains pretty quickly. They'll get like Facebook, and if they can't get Facebook, they'll get Facebook with a little small typo in it or something like that, right? So if you do have a Web3 identity, you should establish that now. That page is going to be here. If I want cliff.core, I can go ahead and see, obviously it's available, and steal it. Don't steal my freaking name, right? But anyway, that's pretty much all I got in this video. Thank you for watching.